Huh. Is this really necessary?
This is the only way for reform.
Really? It's just, I don't know, it seems a little aggressive.
I mean, we.
Well, okay then. I'm ready. So this gonna be like the new foot measurement, right? The new metric foot out with the old in with new?
No.
Excuse me?
No. We will make new measurements based on science. No authorities can change it willy-nilly dilly-dally. No more abstract. Only science. The people need structure.
Why did we chop my foot out then?
I am l'arbre.
Oh, okay.
And I like defeat. Au revoir.
I hate the French. And that's my rendition of what went down at the French Revolution. I'm missing some part about cake, the mass slaughter thing, and that left running blood downstream, and why it happened in the first place. But that gets me the point I need. They wanted reform, which included the change of the imperial metric system, thus in birth of the scientifically based metric system. But Ginger Pale, why should I give a single hoot about this stuff? And I don't know why you're saying this stuff to me. Shut up, you little bitch, and I'll tell you. Today, there are only 3 countries that still use the imperial system: Myanmar/Burma, Siberia, and the United States of America. And the whole rest of the world uses metric. So I thought I should inform you guys some imperative information on the inform and peer imperial. I'm going to tell you some stuff. That way we can get everyone on the same page and use a really good, awesome, cool system. Good system. Metric. Okay, but why is that important? At this point, maybe you're thinking, this is just stupid. Why can't they just coincide peacefully? We could have both metric and imperial. And I said, no, that's stupid because there are some incident caused by mixing 2 measurement systems instead of just using one. The Mars Orbit Climate Orbiter. It's a space probe thing that was supposed to orbit Mars. But, NASA used metric and the shipbuilder used imperial. A little mistake in conversation, and we're probably fine, right? It's not rocket science. Just kidding, it's fucking rocket science. And instead of orbiting Mars, it either burned up in the atmosphere or currently orbiting the sun. NASA lost $125 million, and the Mars rover lost a potential friend, and he still sings happy birthday to himself every year on August 5th. Then there's also the Gremlin Rider. It's an Air Canada commercial flight going from Montreal to Edmonton. That's where I live. And it had to make an emergency landing at Gimlin in Manitoba because it didn't have enough fuel. Why? Well, the fuel gauge was broken. They had to do a little manual calculation for how much fuel was in there. And the person who calculated how much fuel was in there was supposed to use pound per liter instead of kilogram per liter. And they thought they had more fuel. And that, I'm sure that they freak out to people out. Then the Vasa warship is a big boat, really big boat. Something about different worker making different parts, and they use different measurement system. And then the boat sink maiden voyage, barely come out to sea, and 30 people to 150 people die. So why do I think it's important? I just think we as people to save money, not be scared we're gonna die, or actually die because of some measurement. So what's up with each system? What are they about? Each system has its own way of measuring length, with the distance, mass, which is weight, kind of, and volume, which is the amount of 3D space inside of a container. Metric uses meter, grams, and liters, respectively, and they add prefixes to denote their size, which are a multiple or division of 10. One period use
inches, feet, yards, miles, pint, quart, gallon, ounces, pound, tons, hands, toes, teeth, jar of pee, my cat, monkey, and this is my dad.
It used a lot of different units, and it a lot to memorize. I got this tiny smooth brain. If I stuff anything into there, I'm going to forget something important. So I'm going to recite my social insurance number now. 137. Up. Don't do that. Who are you? A lawyer or common sense or something. Oh. 137. Anyways, next we're going to talk about base 10. 10 like fingers. See? fingers. The way we count is called base 10, probably because most of us have 10 fingers. You count up to 9, then you add 1 unit to the next column to the left. Easy peasy. You all know this stuff. If you don't, well, that's embarrassing. You should feel embarrassed. Anyways, main point, we count in tens. Now, would it make sense to use the same number in our system? Well, guess what? Metric being in tens. It's easier to learn, easier to convert between units, and less random units to memorize. Metric is like I have a meter. I need smaller unit to measure something. I can multiply that by 10. Now I get 10 decimeter. Decimeter is still too big. Take one of those, multiply it by 10. Now I got 10 decimeter. That's still too big. Up and down size, you just need to multiply or divide by 10 to get the unit that suits your needs. It's even easier because the names are in the prefixes. Deci means 10, centi means 100, and so on. It also goes the other way. You can make them bigger. But imperial is like weird. See, there's 12 inches in a foot, and there's 3 feet in a yard. And the average American person I ask how many yards are in a mile does not know the answer, but it's 760. Does that make sense? No, but it keeps going. There's 12 fluid ounces in a cup, 2 cups in a pint, 3 pints in a quart, 4 quarts in a gallon. There's 16 ounces in a pound, 14 pounds in a stone, 8 stone in a hundredweight. There are also long hundredweights, but there are also 20 short hundredweights in a ton. Point is, you just have to know there are no reference points. Just some random number you have to remember. 137. Oh, you bad boy. You know, next time I'm gonna give you a Big Smack. I might give it to you right now. Mwah! You didn't expect that. But where did all these weird measurements come from? Imperial out these weird units based on random abstract objects. An inch is 3 sized barley corn. A foot is apparently the length of an average man's foot. But I'm an average man and my foot sure isn't 12 inches. And I'm pretty sure people used to be shorter in the past. I don't know how I got that. A yard is apparently the length around a guy's belt or girdle, but you can see where that can go wrong, right? Metric also took an abstract measurement, but then we based everything off of that one. For example, the meter. It was originally defined as 1/10 of the distance from the North Pole to the equator to Paris. Simple enough. But then we backed up it by science with the speed of light. So it's simple as the length of a beam of speed of light in 299,192,450 seconds. Simple, stare it through your head. Now look, I don't say that I hate the flawed way of the imperial system. The name comes from an outdated time of the empire. Okay, science loves those stuff. But more importantly, I just want us to use the same system. And I just told you why metric is better. But in case you're refreshed about what I said, this analogy sums up. If someone asks you, how tall are you? In imperial, it's like, okay, I have this monkey. His name is Doug. And I'm at least 1 duck tall, but I'm not 2 ducks tall. So I got this rat. His name is Chub. If I stack 3 of him on Doug, we're getting pretty close, but still a little short. So next I have worms. Next we're going to use ants. I hate ants. They don't get names. Let's stack some of them on chubs, and boom, my height is 1 Doug, 3 chubs, and 4 ants. But in metric, it's just like, okay, I have a monkey named Doug. We use him as a base measurement for all systems. If we need larger, we'll multiply the Doug. If we need smaller, we'll cut him with this knife into equal portion divisible by 10. I am 126 centi-ducks. You see, it's easy. And if you're not convinced, I give up. I just wanted to say out there, because I saw a recipe in a book with a slab of butter, the size of an onion, and a dip-dab of salt. What the hell is a dip-dab? It's ridiculous. You know, imperial measurement is just some old thing you decide to say, used as a reference word, like having a pea-sized brain so you can understand this stupid system. Anyways, I did a lot of research for this topic, and I used about 5% of it for this video, so here are some fun facts. The system that we use for time, angles, and geography coordinates predates both imperial and metric. It comes from the oldest civilization from 5,000 years ago called Sumer. It's a sextanary based on the 60 systems. Wow. And the micrometer is one in the milling, properly, of depth. drive 300 kilometers by car, go inside in a thunderstorm with a metal pole, or you do cracks. That probably raises it more by 1. Neat. When the French made the kilogram, it was originally called the grave.